Space Marines is kind of the quintessential 2010s third-person action game. It's super formulaic, but incredibly fun for the first third, alright in the second third, then sadly a slog in the final third. But that doesn't stop it from being a fun time. You play as Captain Titus of the Ultramarines, basically the main characters of the Warhammer 40k lore, and humanity's champions. Titus and his fellow Ultramarines, Sidonis and Leandros, are sent down onto one of humanity's worlds to put a stop to an orc invasion, and eventually an even worse threat. The story is basic, but it serves the game well enough. A typical 40k adventure that is epic in scope, but still by the numbers, with the heroes graphically battling the enemies of humanity in space. Titus is an incredibly likable main character, with surprising humanity and kindness. Sidonis was an enjoyable, gruff supporting character and friend to Titus. The Imperial Guard member by the name of Lieutenant Mira was a fun, straight man to show just how capable humans themselves are even when compared to Space Marines. While not a villain, Leandros is an obnoxious piece of garbage, and almost outshines the villains for how awful he acts. The villains themselves are pretty one-note, and as someone who doesn't like orcs, I found the Orc Chieftain quite annoying and not charming one bit. Gameplay-wise, this is as basic as you get in terms of a third-person shooter hack-and-slash combo. You get a wide variety of 40k weapons that are all canonically cool, both in terms of range and melee, and you use them to beat the hell out of your enemies. The only issue I have with the game is even with your increasing arsenal of awesome weapons, enemies themselves, past the normal arcs, are incredibly spongy. It's bad enough with the higher level orc units, but when chaos is involved, especially the psychers, the game almost becomes unfun. The rate you get your new weapons and powers is speedy and fun, but some of them just don't find much use later in the game, as enemies take too much damage to actually deal with, and short-range weapons like the Melta shotgun are basically completely useless, sadly. Graphically, the game is basically one of the most 360 games ever to exist, mixed with some really cool 40k flavor in the art direction. Everything looks 40k, from the characters to the weapons and enemies. It's just wrapped up in a of-the-time graphical package. In the sound department, well, the voice work is really good, even for the annoying orc voices. Unfortunately, the rest of the game's sound effects and music, save for the bolter, are incredibly generic. Not bad, mind you, it all sounds decent, it's just none of it actually stands out all that much, unfortunately. And with all that said, Warhammer 40k Space Marine is, while far from an amazing game, definitely a fun game, at least until the last third. It's exactly what one would think of when it comes to the time and genre of game, and with how short it is, being around 4 hours, if you do like 40k or like basic but gory hack-and-slash shooters, this ain't a bad way to spend a Friday night. As always, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider sharing with your friends and subscribing to the channel to see more. I want to give a huge thank you to not only the show's patrons, but also Orion Knight for doing up the art and rig of Punish Neat, Alexander for doing the show's intro theme, and my friend Alex for making the thumbnail design. Their social media and my Patreon will be linked in the description down below. If you have any comments, questions, or recommendations, leave them down below as I read and reply to everything. Until next time, this is Thierry Williamson signing off until the next video. See you guys!